of months ago, I lost my KDP account. Now, this was an account I'd had for over 5 years. Now, thankfully, I was able to get the account back. However, what this taught me is that while most of us just scroll through the Amazon KDP program policy and every other policy, Amazon actually takes this policy very serious, and it could hit you with a ban at any point when you break the rules. Now, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 13 of the most common Amazon KDP publishing mistakes authors make on the platform, so you know to avoid these mistakes to keep your account safe. Hey guys, you're welcome back to my channel where I share money tips, investment tips, how to grow your money both online and offline. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 13 of the most common mistakes authors make that can get your account banned. Okay, so guys, in this video, I'm going to be staring at my book a lot because I don't know all 13 mistakes off the top of my head. So you want to stay tuned to the very end because some of these mistakes will actually shock you. Now, I've been into KDP now for 6 years now, and in the introductory part of this video, I shared how I got my account banned but was able to get it back. So guys, the very first mistake you should be avoiding is having multiple accounts. Now, Amazon is a platform where you can publish almost every kind of book under a single account. Okay, so you do not really need to create multiple accounts to publish your books. Okay, you can write on in a particular niche, say health, and then use a pen name to write for another niche. Okay, just to differentiate your books. So as much as possible, ensure you're sticking by this rule. Now, I've seen a few videos where it says that you can create multiple accounts as long as they are under different entities. Now, different entities now being that you can actually create an account under your personal name and then create other accounts under registered companies. Now, this might actually go, but you could still be putting your accounts at risk because I have actually seen 1 or 2 persons who still got their account banned even though they created books under different niches. Now guys, the second mistake you want to avoid is using trademarked words. Now, a lot of words have been trademarked and you want to actually get to find out what these are so you know to avoid them on the Amazon platform. Now, one tool I use to research words that could be trademarked is the Trademarkia tool, or I'm going to put in the link in the description box. Okay, so before you start writing on any keyword, ensure you check out the keyword to be sure that it actually has you have express permission to use it. Okay, now the third mistake you want to avoid is plagiarism. Now, most authors who outsource their writing fall for this, because if you're writing yourself, obviously you know your words are going to be very unique. You're going to write in your own words, do your research, and make sure you change everything. But if you're outsourcing, you could fall into the hands of a scammer who could be so advanced that they will be hard to catch. Now, most scammers actually encode the lettering, the words of their articles, which makes it very hard to detect. Okay, now even though you are going to be using the most sophisticated plagiarism checker, these checkers still do not detect plagiarism mark in this article. So you want to ensure you go as much as you can to avoid such scammers. When you're actually sourcing for writers online, ensure you check their reviews to be sure they have top-notch reviews, they have glowing reviews, so that you know they won't actually be scamming you, wanting to rip you off in that aspect. Now, the fourth mistake you want to avoid is copying book covers. Now guys, when I was starting out on my KDP journey in 2015, this was one of the tips I was told. Okay, I was told that for you to get more sales, you should actually copy the covers of best-selling books in your niche. Now, take for example, you want to write a book on the topic seafood diet. Okay, now what I was told was you should go on the Amazon platform and search for seafood diet, and then look out for the top-selling books. Okay, and copy verbatim, like copy exactly their book cover. So if they use a particular color, you have to use that color. You have to copy the lettering and every other thing as well, because the rationale behind this is that for these books to be selling, there must be something that captivates readers, and you want to get your cover to be as close as possible to this. But Amazon actually interprets this as misleading data. Okay, you're actually like misleading the customers, and Amazon takes her customers very seriously. So this is another mistake you want to avoid as well. Now, the fifth mistake to avoid is using same names with best-selling authors. Now, most authors try to game the system by copying out by mixing and matching names of best-selling authors. Okay, so for example, an author could actually get the name of this popular Daniel Steele, Sidney Sheldon. Okay, and what she does is take out the first name of the first author, that's Daniel now, and then Sheldon, the last name, to get Daniel Sheldon. Now, the advantage of doing this is that the Amazon algorithm actually mixes and matches up keywords. Okay, it doesn't really need keyword in a set. So long as you have one keyword, it will actually pull out your book. So once a user goes to the Amazon search bar to type in the name Daniel Steele or Sidney Sheldon, your book will actually appear in search results as well. Now, seeing as these authors get millions of searches every month, okay, you will be keen into this traffic as well. So Amazon actually caught on to this tip, this hack, and then they started coming down really hard on accounts. So this is one mistake you want to avoid as well. And the sixth mistake you should avoid is duplicating content. Now, this has to do with two ways. There are two ways this happens. Now, most low content book publishers and no content book publishers use one interior for multiple books. Now, it's easy. You could actually produce like an interior and then create 10 different covers for these books. But it could actually backfire on you if a particular user buys a few of your books. He buys the first one and wanting a different copy, wanting a different book, buys another one only to find out that it has the same interior. Now, this could actually affect you negatively and put your account at risk. Now, the seventh common mistake authors make on the Amazon KDP platform is on publishing and publishing books. Now, guys, everyone knows that once you publish a new book onto the Amazon platform, Amazon gives the book a boost. Okay, now for the first 30 days, it gives this book a really high ranking, gives you more visibility to boost your sales. Now, what most authors do is that once they notice that a book is actually the sales of their book is dwindling, they unpublish the book and republish it. Now, Amazon sees this also as a trick, and you could be putting your account at risk by doing this. Now, the eighth tip you should avoid, the eighth mistake you should avoid is keyword stuffing. Now, obviously, you can mix and match your keywords in the box for your 7 keywords. Okay, that space you can mix and match your keywords, so you rank a lot more for a lot of keywords. But where Amazon frowns at keyword stuffing is putting too many keywords in your title, your subtitle, your series, and your pen name. Okay, now when you're putting obviously your title is going to be really short, probably more like just a seed keyword or probably like 2-letter words. But for the subtitle, most people try to stuff a lot of keywords into this. Okay, now if this sentence doesn't read naturally, then Amazon interprets it as keyword stuffing, and you could be putting your account at risk. Now, another area people stuff keywords is when describing a series. Okay, now your series should also read naturally. Of course, you can put a lot of keywords into this, but ensure that it reads naturally. And you also don't want your pen name to be a place where you stuff keyword as well. So you want to avoid this mistake as well. Now, the ninth mistake to avoid is adding your books to relevant categories. Obviously, some categories do a lot better than others, and this has actually pushed some authors into pushing their books into these categories. Now, take for example, you want a book on how to prepare a particular dish, a particular recipe, and then you log into Amazon, you go to the health niche, and then you see this particular book. Now, your chosen niche might actually be a lot more popular than the niche you're supposed to be into, but by doing this, you would be confusing the author, the user. And like already established, Amazon doesn't joke with her customers. So as much as possible, ensure you publish only 2 relevant categories. Now, if you want to get more sales, there are ways to actually get Amazon to publish your books in more categories. Honestly, for every author, for everyone publishing onto the Amazon platform, you are allowed just 2 niches, just 2 categories. But after your book goes live, you can actually reach out to Amazon to publish your books, to place your books into an additional 8 or 10 more niches, to to give you a lot more visibility and boost your book. So you really do not have to settle for publishing in irrelevant categories and placing your account at risk. Now, guys, the ninth mistake you want to avoid is click farming. Now, thankfully, click farming is not as rampant as it used to be, because Amazon really came and had on accounts or authors guilty of this. But why it happened? What most authors did was they gamed the system to get more page rates. Now, we all know that once you are enrolled in KDP Select, you get paid for every page a user reads of your book. Now, what some authors took to doing was to place a link to a freebie at the very beginning of their book. Now, let's say after the title page, you have the copyright page, the table of content. Now, they will place a link to a freebie, like a free gift, get this free gift, get this, get that. And they place this link at the very at the next page, okay, more like the fourth page. And once the user, obviously everyone wants freebies, everyone wants free things. Once the user clicks on this, it automatically takes them to the last page of the book where they get access to the free gift. Now, what this did was now count this as the entire page is read for that reader. Now, such books had thousands of pages. You could have a book having like 1,002 pages, 2,000 pages. So for clicking the link and getting to the last page, the Amazon algorithm automatically counts that as over 1,000 pages read for the author. Now imagine an author getting about 10 to 20 people do this daily for his book. He would be getting close to like 20 to 30,000 page read. Now Amazon cut on to this trick, seeing as they were having to pay out thousands of dollars to authors for pages read, and then they outrightly banned a lot of those accounts. No room for appeal, nothing whatsoever. Now, the 11th mistake you want to avoid is uploading PLR books and public domain books. Now, obviously, PLR books are a no-no. Amazon requires that every book you upload to the Amazon platform should be 100% unique. Okay, 70% actually goes. Once your book scores about 70 to 80%, you're good to go. But you want to ensure you get it as high as closer to 100 as possible. But when you have a PLR book, that is a private label rights book. Now, this is a book that is freely available online, or probably could be available online for just a small fee. It's freely available, and Amazon doesn't want this on our platform. So, as much as possible, ensure you avoid these books. Now, public domain books, on the other hand, are accepted on the Amazon platform. However, Amazon has a few conditions to publishing public domain works, and that's that. Number one, these books have to be differentiated. You have to put at least, I think, 10 to 16 different pictures. That's actually the only condition. You have to ensure that this book is different from the next one. So you could be having the Rich Dad Poor Dad if it's actually available in the public domain. And then if I publish it and the next person publishes it, the reader should be able to tell that there are so many differences between both books, from the images you will put in, from so many other things you will be including in your own book. However, one thing I noticed is that I have seen in my KDP group on Facebook, I've seen a lot of authors complain about getting their account banned, even though they actually differentiated their books. So there's a thin line between what Amazon wants and, there's just a thin line there. So as much as possible, you want to avoid public domain works entirely. So keep your account safe. Now, the last mistake most authors make is publishing book summaries. Obviously, book summary is a really good way to get sales if you get sales on the Amazon platform. However, the only way you can publish book summaries is if you get the express permission of the author in question. You want to ensure that you only do that when you get this permission. Now, I've seen authors who go ahead to publish such books because they've seen others publishing it, and at the end, their accounts got banned. Okay. Now, the thing with publishing summaries is that they sell fast because you're going to be publishing summaries of top-selling books. There was a time a friend of mine published a book on Barack Obama's book, and he made a lot of money that month. However, a few months later, his account got banned, for the same offense. So this is one thing you really want to avoid as well. Yes, book summaries are good. Yes, they sell quite well, but if you don't get the permission of the author, then please avoid everything that has to do with book summaries and analysis of very popular books. So guys, that's all for today. The 13 common mistakes authors make that could get your Amazon KDP account suspended or banned. Okay, so as much as possible, you want to ensure you are avoiding these mistakes. If you have already done some of them, then you want to go back to clean up these mistakes, because the thing is, why you might have gotten away with it so far, Amazon could choose to review your account the next minute and nobody knows what could happen. So then that's all for today. I hope you've been able to learn a thing or two from this video. I share tips like this regularly, tips to boost your income both online and offline. If you'd like to get more of such tips, consider subscribing by clicking that red subscribe button at the bottom of this video, and then turn on your notification icon so you don't miss any of my videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.